Mike Case, way down there.
On this side,
Brian Battaglia and Jim Klingensmith.
We are at Legends
Finally.
Food and Drink right here in Boardman in one of the many plazas, but very close to 224 on Market Street, right? Everybody says, well, it's the Guitar Center Plaza. I mean, what did they have? Does it have a name?
Or the Boots Plaza.
Yeah, there you go. The Boots
Right?
Plaza.
That's exactly what I said when I was describing it.
You know, we're the old Johnnies, the old beef and cake.
That works too. That works too.
Behind Men's Warehouse.
Well, thank you for having us.
This is, first of all, when you walk in, and if you've been here before, you will be familiar with the layout, but the space itself, you guys, right, Mike? And the food, I mean.
When we talk about all that stuff and show you around a little bit too. It's been open since beginning of February, right, Jim? What made you guys take the leap and decide to do it?
Everything just came together. It was the right feel, the right place. We had to soften it up, but the location, the right team of partners, it all made sense to pull the trigger.
Yeah, well, we're glad you did, right?
Brian, the menu.
Yeah, why don't we start with some of your
I mean,
big
they pulled
items.
out all the stops for us today. We're so thankful, by the way.
So, you know, as you can see, we've got quite a variety, and a variety where we want it to be different.
Yes.
So, enough of a variety in price points to where hopefully we'll capture people a few times a week instead of maybe once a month.
Right, right.
And you know, the feedback has been great so far.
I'm in love with this tuna tartare right here.
We just kind of finished our first Lenten weekend.
Right.
Yeah, so you have 3 actually right across there of things you could eat in that time of year. So.
Yeah, more than 3 years.
Yeah, even the white pizza.
True.
Yeah, the spicy tuna tartare and avocado toast is a big hit. Fish and chips is always on our menu. That's another big hit. During Lent, we will have weekly specials of fresh seafood and different fish options.
And oysters are on the menu regularly.
They're on the menu daily.
And the mussels.
I love. I love to see that.
Want to talk cheesesteak real quick?
I was going to say, did you want to talk about that?
Talk about this
talk about
steering wheel I have in front of me.
Down there.
I guess we could start right here.
Sure.
How big's this thing? 14-pound pretzel with cheese sauce.
I don't even know the weight on it, but it's a top seller for.
I would think.
Just a good New York style pretzel.
Yeah, and you said one of your favorite sandwiches was the cheesesteak, right?
Cheesesteak, yeah. So it's a sandwich that I enjoy, and we wanted to do it a little bit different. So we're roasting whole prime rib in-house for the Philly and Chicago beef. The meat is sliced fresh to order.
My parents already had the Chicago beef sandwich, Mike, and they gave it 2 thumbs up. Mom and Roger came before we did.
You need some Philly guys to stop by, right?
Yep. So you can do it with provolone or whiz, and either way, it's fantastic.
Or both.
Or both.
Like I like to do. That's awesome. And then, Jim, you were saying the pizza has gone over huge so far.
Yes, it has, and like everything else, made from scratch. The dough. Our pizza guy is very particular about the dough. But yes, the pizzas we've had days we've sold out.
That's unbelievable. So guys, we're so proud of you guys. And of course, you know, the dishes and the plating is brought to us by Steelite. Every single little thing. And for people that think it doesn't make a difference, it does. It really does.
Even our customers have noticed.
That's
we can't thank John Miles and his team at Steelite enough for what they did to get us things in a timely manner, because we were in a pinch.
That's right.
It's like you literally stole the words out of my mouth. We do catch up with John later on in the hour. But first, guys, we're going to start off with a story about a young man who started his business in his garage, just like most young people do. And I was thinking maybe this wrap on the sandwiches could be wrapped in a whole car. And now, after the story, you're going to know why and how. So take a look at this one. Meet Zach Balestra, owner of Custom Wraps Ohio.
We do vinyl wraps, automotive vinyl wraps. We specialize in that, starlit headliners as well, and light tint. So we do full color changes. It helps protect the paint on vehicles, as well as give you a whole new look on your car. And a lot of companies nowadays, a lot of car dealerships and whatnot, want to charge you extra money for a color you might not necessarily want.
His intensity and his attention to detail and his love for making cars look their best started to rev up 10 years ago in his parents' garage when he was just 15.
It all started in my mom's garage. I got my first car, and I love going to car shows and car meets with other people around the area. And I'm like, I want something different. Like I pull up to the show with the same car every single day, and it's like, I want something different. What can I change? I mean, I didn't have money to throw crazy wheels in the car or anything like that. And so for Christmas, I got an eBay gift card, and I'm like, what am I gonna use this for? Something on the car. And so I found some carbon fiber material. I'm like, this is interesting. Like, they had a picture of it on the dashboard of a car. I'm like, I'm gonna try to do this. And when I got it, I'm like, I got way more material than I need. It was like 5 foot by 5 foot piece. I'm like, wonder if I could wrap the whole car with this. You know, so I decided I'm gonna try doing the door, and it went good. I mean, compared to nowadays, like, the quality wasn't there. It was my first time watching YouTube videos. And I'm like, it worked out good. So I'm gonna try to order some more.
Over the years, Zach kept learning, kept trying different materials and new techniques.
Back in the day, there wasn't as many companies that did vinyl wrap. So it was like I was working with limited brands, and I didn't have the money to do it back when I was younger. So I used brands that were harder to work with but cheaper, and that kind of helped me get where I am now because I worked with something that was harder rather than easy.
And all that trial and error has paid off. Now Zach's hobby has turned into a highly sought after business that is crafted out of vinyl. Lots and lots of vinyl.
But as far as the color changing and whatnot, we test out new colors all the time, like you see in the car in the parking lot. There's tons of brands out there, and the thing about vinyl wraps is there's a lot of bad vinyl out there, but a lot of good vinyl. So it's really getting an in-between and getting the best products that we can. So we test everything that we use to assure that it's a good quality and it's gonna last you for years to come.
Custom Wraps Ohio has become the place so many people choose to add that extra wow factor to their vehicle, and that applies to the outside as well as the inside. He does custom lighted headboards as well. So how much does it cost? Well, 10 years later, Zach has it covered, literally.
Obviously, something like this is a little bit bigger. It's going to cost more than, say, a coupe, and it does depend on the colors as well. Generally speaking, usually most of our vehicles are 1900 to 2600, and that's from regular colors to camos to color flips. And then sometimes you have the more higher end colors like this chrome right here, which something like this might easily set you back $5,000 to $8,000 on a car. It's the price of material that really gets you there.
Colors, prints, metallics, the options are endless.
A lot of people, they're very happy when they come see the car. Like, you know, looking at it in a color sample book that's this big versus seeing it on the car is a whole different ballgame. You know, they see it, they think it's going to look good, then they come in and they're like, wow, it looks way better than I thought. You know, especially in the light, outside in the light too. You know, certain colors, we have iridescence, that's a big one too. You know, a little color sample book, you might see like 2 or 3 colors. And then when it's on the full car, we bring it outside, it's like, whoa, it's the whole rainbow.
So what does this Struthers, Ohio native view as the biggest win? Well, the cars, of course, and the trust that comes along with making what is already fantastic so much better.
You know, we started off with just, I don't want to sound bad, but cheaper cars, you know, like more normal cars, to now working on cars like this. That's what I'm super proud of. You know, we built a name for quality and, you know, really doing a good job with what we do. And so now we're starting to work on a lot nicer cars.
Custom?
Whoa.
Yeah, custom.
It's like going to Sherwin-Williams. Did you see all those colors?
Right?
Yeah.
How could you pick just one? I
No,
want
I know.
all of them.
I love that pearly, rainbowy
That's the
look.
one that Sabina fell in love with, and now, of course, she wants a pink car. Go figure.
Well, she can have one.
But Custom Wraps Ohio is right there on Southern Boulevard in Boardman. Look them up on Instagram. He posts all the time. That's how I found him. Sabina was like sitting over my shoulder, and
That's
she saw the
cool.
pink car, and she was like, "Mommy!"
Get her one of those little Barbie cars.
I know.
That you can ride.
It's a little bit less expensive than the Lamborghini.
Yes. Well, we have an update.
I love to hear this.
Remember
and
Linda Bart?
I do.
She
and
did,
the amount of growth that this woman has had in the last few months, unbelievable.
The sweet vintage t-shirt. She's always looking for new contracts and new people to have the t-shirts and the different companies, and then of course give something back.
Which we love.
And not only that, she has a little store where you can do the shopping yourself. So let's listen in.
Operating out of our screen printing shop. We had a fulfillment center, so we were shipping shirts out of there, and we just really outgrew the space. So we took over the space here, and we started just this fulfillment, and we're getting all these people saying, well, you know, when can I, you know, where are you going to be? At what flea market or where can we go? And, you know, everyone's like, well, are you going to open a retail space? And I'm like, you know what? I think that's a great idea. So as our clothing line was growing, you were getting a lot of candy, sweets, and building that, we have like 78 different brands of shirts of the candies and sweets line. And, I was thinking, well, maybe we should get something that's outside of that realm that can help support another cause. So I reached out to the Army, and I suggested that, we do the same thing that we do for Akron's Children's, is that, we design and print vintage style shirts, selling them, and then we give money back to the U.S. Army Morale and Recreations Program, which is for the soldiers that have been in the Army. That money goes for them to go out and spend with their family or do recreational things. PTSD is a really huge problem, and any little things that can get them out enjoying life is a benefit. So I got the Army line, and then I was talking to Mark Peko from Metro Monthly, and he had told me that Packard was founded in Warren, Ohio, which I didn't know. So I reached out to Marianne at the museum, and she was like, "Oh yeah, that'd be interesting, because we need to get our name out too." So when I went to the museum and I toured the place, she was telling me about the history of Packard, which I love history, and then I was telling her, oh, I just got licensed with the Army, and she's like, no way. She's like, what's crazy is that Packard's ingenuity helped win the war. So I'm like, oh, there's an idea there. So I called the Army and I said, I want to do a co-branded shirt that has U.S. Army branding and Packard, and do one of a tank and then the Packard engine, and do it as a combined. And the Army's never done anything like that before, so that's still in communications. But they're really excited about seeing that history of two major organizations coming together on a T-shirt. So money from the Army goes back to the Veterans Program, and then 20% off of every Packard shirt is going to go back to the museum to preserve its history. A lot of people don't know Packard was founded here. They don't know that Packard Electric was here, and they don't know that history. So anything that I can do that's like taking old things and reviving them, is what I'm passionate about.
Yeah. Kudos to Linda and Abby, who does the designing. Fantastic.
The United States Army?
Yeah. And guess who's probably coming next? If you have the Army, probably end up with the Navy and all the other...
Maybe the Air Force.
The Marines and all the other Coast Guard and all that good stuff.
We love to hear that.
Yeah. Trumbull Avenue, if you're coming down Belmont and you turn towards Mahoning Country Club, that's Trumbull Avenue. It's on the left-hand side.
Well, we're right here at the new Legends Bar and Grill in Boardman, but do you remember our very first shoot with Mark Canzonetta?
Kind of. My memory's starting to go.
Well, that dish is still on the menu, and as you know, if a dish stands the test of time, we got to give it some credit. So stay with us. We'll be right back with more Valley Spotlight in just a second.
Papa Canzonetta's peppers, recipe established in 1975. A family secret is now yours to share with the people who add spice to your life. Choose from mild and hot versions, plus our famous original blend too. They're the perfect punch for any dish, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We've got the recipes to prove it. Just follow us on Facebook, order online at papacans.com and pick your peck. papacans.com, order 6 jars or more and qualify for free shipping. We like it hot. We're glad you do too.
To Valley Spotlight out here at Legends.
Yeah, if you're just tuning in right here in Boardman, and it is fantastic, and the food's really good, and we'll catch up with Jim and Brian.
We had some of this pasta already.
Yeah, we did.
It's amazing. But during Lent, anything that keeps it mixed up, and it's not the same old, we love. And Mark Canzonetta and his barbecue salmon and Pesto's Test Kitchen, our very first recipe we ever shot, still on the menu to this day.
Let's take a look back.
back in Mark Canzonetta's home away from home.
We are.
I like to call your actual home your home away from home.
It
these
is
days.
because it is the Bistro 1907 test kitchen.
It sure is. This is where it all starts. And you, I have to say, you started a long time ago. Your
We
history,
did.
our history.
Yeah, it goes back 10 years,
we
at
go
least.
Way back.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
It
for
does.
sure. Your love of cooking.
It's deep within my soul. It started with Julia Child, and here we are today.
No kidding.
Yeah.
You learned so much from
I
just
did.
That one show.
That one episode when I was 11 years old.
Go figure.
All right. Let's go cook one of Julia's favorite fish.
Really?
Yeah, she
This
loves
is-
salmon.
This is it.
This is it.
This is the
So-
dish that you are excited to make.
Well, you know, Julia loves salmon. You know, who doesn't love salmon as a chef, as a consumer? You know, we're going to do some great Scottish salmon. The waters around Scotland are so unbelievable. So we're going to take the Scottish salmons, we're just going to season it with a little sea salt, and then I made this great chili lime dust. So this is going to be one of the main features at Bistro 1907. We're going to take that Scottish salmon, we're going to put in this cast iron skillet. And we're
Again
gonna,
with the cast iron skillet.
you know,
I feel
cast iron
it's
skillets, you
your
know what?
go-to, right?
It's like, you know, my grandma cooked in this pan. My great grandmother cooked in this pan. Why wouldn't I want to do that? So we're going to cook the Scottish salmon. I mean, look at the color of that. It's almost translucent. That shows you how fresh it is. Because when you get seafood, it shouldn't smell whatsoever. It should smell like the ocean. It shouldn't smell like anything else. So we're going to start skin side down because we want to cook it skin side down. And then we're going to flip it over. Once we have a little bit of a crust, flip it over. You see that great sear on it? And we scored the back of the salmon so that it doesn't curl up when it cooks.
Oh.
Exactly, exactly. So we're gonna take that, we're gonna get a little crust on it right now on the other side because this pan is so hot. We almost blacken that. We're gonna take some bourbon barbecue sauce and we're gonna baste that salmon with bourbon barbecue sauce. And this is gonna go into the whole southern thing. We're gonna baste it. We're gonna take it out of the pan. We're gonna throw it in here, and then we're gonna throw it in the oven to finish cooking, because we just wanna serve that medium. Throw it in the oven.
Okay.
And now we're gonna start the hash for it. The hash is the most unbelievable part, because a southern hash is just gonna be great. We're gonna take some smoky bacon that has a little bit of maple in it, and see those big chunks, because it's such a rustic dish. And we're gonna let that get a little caramelization, because we wanna, you know, bacon, you want to have that caramelization of the fat, of the natural sugars in it. We're gonna take some white onion, throw some white onion in there, a pinch of sea salt, just like that, and a little bit of black pepper. So we're gonna take those onions with that bacon, and we're gonna enrich it a little bit more. What is best about Southern cooking? Bacon fat. We're gonna add a little bacon fat to that. Now we're gonna add some kale, some beautiful dinosaur kale. We're just gonna let, and that means that pan's happy. Everything going on in there, we're just making that dish happy. And this is just really quick. It's a quick saute. We just want to brighten up the color of that kale, crisp up that bacon, caramelize those onions a little bit to bring out their natural sugars. Okay? And now what we're going to do, we're going to add those oven roasted sweet potatoes. And what is so amazing about this dish? Sweet potatoes, salmon, bacon fat, kale, onions. I mean, just unbelievable dish. Look at the colors, look at the flavors we developed. And now we're ready to plate.
The plating process begins.
Yeah, this
Mark.
is where, you know, food is visual.
It sure
you
is.
eat with your eyes.
Yeah.
And it's so just unbelievable to see a great plate of food visually, whether it's colors and textures or whatever it is. You know, as chef long ago, Chef John Shoup taught me to say colors, textures, everything on a plate makes it so eye-attracting. So we're gonna take this beautiful sweet potato, kale, and bacon hash, enriched with what? Bacon fat.
right?
Bacon fat. I mean, totally Southern. Look at that hash. Is that unbelievable? Not your typical hash that you imagine. We're gonna take that beautiful bourbon barbecue salmon and go right over the top. Look at that.
Look at you.
Yeah.
go.
And now
You're
we're
growing
gonna.
up so well.
You know, I've
know.
traveled so much.
You have.
I've learned from all the people that I've been associated with.
And yet you come right back here to Youngstown and you share it with us.
You know what? Youngstown's a great place to live.
I agree. I couldn't
Great
agree
place to
more.
raise your
It's-
family.
It's given us everything we
Yeah.
have.
We're gonna take this fresh corn salsa. You know, in the middle of harvest time, we're gonna get that from Molnar Farms. We're gonna take this fresh corn and cilantro salsa over the top of that. Look at that, unbelievable flavors,
Get out
crunches,
of
texture.
town, man. I don't even know what to say.
We're gonna kick it up with a little spice.
course
We're gonna
you will.
take Jalapeño's little baby brother, the Fresno chili from California, put it on top.
Little baby brother.
And then we're
Oh,
gonna
hi, little
fresh
baby
chives.
brother.
And boom, look at that.
Mark,
Bourbon,
you have done
brown
it.
sugar,
All right.
salmon, sweet potato cash.
My favorite part, Mike Case, don't worry, he'll be able to do one of these
Yes, he
segments
will.
one of these days.
He's gonna be jealous.
I know. Well, he's always a little bit jealous because I get to do a lot of the eating.
I know.
'Cause, you
And
know.
a great rosé to go with that.
All right. Well, I'm gonna take a bite.
I'm gonna take a bite as well. Because you know what, as a chef, it's kind of crazy. Salmon's not my favorite fish, but I love cooking it because it's so beautiful. The texture's amazing. It's so good for you.
The test kitchen. That's where you do it, man.
Wow.
This is so good.
Bacon and salmon.
Mark, thank you.
Is there anything better?
No, nothing.
Here, only at the test kitchen at Bistro 1907.
Or at Bistro 1907 by Mark Canzonetta, located in downtown
Lauren.
Youngstown. You are a true gift. And
I don't know about that, but
Your friend.
we just have a genuine dream for the Valley. We want to provide the best food and service in downtown Youngstown that it's ever seen.
Well said. Well
Cheers.
said. Cheers.
Yummy. Still on the menu.
Barbecue salmon still there,
Yeah.
and just go out there and catch up with our team at Bistro, and be sure to come out here to Legends. And the reason that we're here right now is because, of course, Steelite International, a good friend to us on the show, and we caught up with CEO and President John Miles. Mike, when you hear what's coming for this company, and there's a few things that we didn't even get into this interview, it is mind-blowing. So take a look at this. Well, look who we have here, John Miles, CEO and President of Steelite International. John, how are you?
Lauren, I could not be more pleased to see anyone than you. How are you?
I love it when he says those kinds of things. It makes me feel so special. And this man, he is one of the busiest, one of the coolest, and one of the most innovative people I think we have in the Valley. So we're truly lucky to have you, not just on the show right now, but supporting us along the way. And just today in the Steelite showroom, just to give you a little idea as to what we were just doing, he was talking to a lot of international press and Tabletop Magazine about what's happening in the food industry. And of course, we're gonna ask the same kinds of questions because the food industry around here is one that is so incredibly important. And lots of our friends and lots of our acquaintances are somehow involved in food.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So when we're looking at what's to come, you as a company, not only have you taken the time during COVID to, assume more brands and to launch more products, but you've kept the same team, which I think is the reason why I wanted to sit with you today about what that takes, because that's a huge commitment.
Yeah, and listen, I think that, you can replicate almost any product someplace else in the world, right? Mm-hmm. You can take a product that's made here in Youngstown, and the truth is if you spend enough money, you can probably make it less expensive in China. But what you can't replicate is the culture and the people that you have.
Yeah.
So that's the indispensable, unique thing that kind of all great successful businesses have, I think.
Yeah.
And the first thing is recognizing that's the biggest asset that you have. And then once you've recognized it, in a situation like the pandemic, we lost 93% of our revenue in 2 weeks.
Like that.
And, we got together with our private equity partner, Arbor, and we said, what are the most important things that we can do? Because there's going to be an end to the pandemic, and people are going to come out and they're going to start to eat out again, and we want to be there for it, and we want to be successful. So what are we going to do? And our number one priority was making sure that we maintained the team of people that we had.
And you have.
And we have. We haven't lost anyone.
Not one person.
So the exact same team that we had 2 years ago is the exact same team that we're fielding today. Plus we've hired some additional people.
Yeah.
And one of the great things, coming out of the pandemic is we've hired a lot of college students who are working in our sales service and customer service, distributor support areas. And they bring such great energy to the business. That there's nothing better than having all the people that you've worked with your whole career and you love working with, and then adding all these new people and new ideas and enthusiasm. So for us, it's been great.
You have assumed another brand. You've partnered again. Who is it, and why is it important? Because you don't make these decisions lightly. I know that.
No, we purchased a business called Hollowick, and their business, Lauren, is table lighting and fuel for chafers. And so the warming mechanism for chafers.
Got to keep it hot, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, baby.
When we started to look at that business, we're very defined as a business in our space. So we sell tableware, buffet equipment to the hospitality industry, to restaurants, hotels, country clubs, casinos, cruise ships, all those types of people. That's our business. This company made table lighting primarily, and the fuel cells that allow the votive to be lit.
Yeah.
They make that in a factory in Manlius, New York. Second generation, highly modern, great group of people, great cultural fit. We got together with them right here at this showroom 6 months ago, and we were able to kind of say what we would like to see and do with the business. We absolutely wanted to keep the manufacturing plant where it was. We wanted to keep the people. We had great respect for the brand. We wanted the brand to live on and continue to be out there in the industry. And it's been a great acquisition. We're super excited.
There are a lot of people that are saying, sit-down dining and experience dining is no longer viable. There are people that say that. I am not one of them.
There are people that say that. I think that what the end consumer, the person that sits down at a dining room table, most values is creativity, right? And creativity starts at the top and flows down. It's the great chefs and the great restaurants that come up with the great new ideas or the great new concept. And then we find at different price points of ways to incorporate those innovations into what we see in dining every day. If there's no high-end restaurants, there's no creativity. So I don't believe that that's ever going to be the case. I think that we're always going to have those people who are out there innovating, and we're all going to rush to the table to see what they've done. And then people in the industry are going to find ways to emulate parts of what they have done. And we're going to find bits and pieces of that, all the way down to casual dining level. So I'm a big believer that the creative restaurants are going to survive and thrive.
We couldn't be prouder of you. Thank you for allowing us to visit so many great restaurants around our area. There are a few on the list that I have given him that he hasn't even been to yet, so I feel like I'm finally, letting you in on a couple secrets, but they are so appreciative, and we really enjoy you being on our show and in our community. So
as soon as I get out of the seat, I'm going to those restaurants.
The minute he goes, it's only 10 o'clock in the morning. I'm just kidding. Thank you, John.
Great to see you, Lauren. Take care. Bye-bye.
At RC Compounding, their team of pharmacists specialize in erectile dysfunction therapies that don't have to cost an arm and a leg.
It's becoming more and more comfortable to talk about these things. And we're not doctors, but we're pharmacists. But you can call and talk to us, and we will tailor something to you. We will reach out to your doctor. We'll collaborate with you, collaborate with your doctor. We compound a specific drug for a specific patient.
RC Compounding, we care about your health.
Well, Ducut not only sells the product, but we service them. We have parts and service support for every machine that you buy at Ducut. You are purchasing a machine, it's eventually going to break or need work, and we are here to do that. You don't get that from an online sale or a mass merchant. They just don't have the ability to have the parts and the service. We send our mechanics to school every year. We have 2 Briggs & Stratton master service technicians. There are not many in the country, probably less than 5,000 in the country, and we have 2 at Ducut. And we also have gold certified steel mechanics and numerous certifications in parts and service for every brand that we carry.
So let yourself go to Ducat. Let yourself go to Ducat.
We are back. Ready
We
to
are
go.
eating great on this episode. We always
I know.
do, but like this is really special. And you got to hang out with some of my friends.
Glenda and David, thank you for introducing me to a new place on 422. It's not really new, but it was new to me, and I was really excited to be a part of it, and they made quite the feast.
I can't wait to
So whether
see
you're
it.
shopping or eating or just buying dessert to go, check out Giuseppe's Italian Market.
Retail store, specialty store, along with a restaurant. You can come in, you can order whatever you want. I can make you whatever you like.
It's kind of hard to explain all the great things they have at Giuseppe's Italian Market on 422 in Niles. They started small.
We started with carry out only.
Okay.
We started during the pandemic, March of 20, and we started just fish fries on Fridays.
And then added more.
And that evolved to dinners on Saturday, and then we opened up during the week.
And then added on. In July of 2020, they added the front of the store and brought the dream to life.
We have retail items, we have grocery items, deli, hot foods, and we have a full-blown bakery.
And even though everyone seems to have supply chain problems, that's not the case here.
I have a pipeline through some importers out of Chicago, Pittsburgh, and Cleveland. So I probably have 20 suppliers. So if one can't get them, I get it from the other one.
My advice, come for the groceries, but stay for a meal from one of the more accomplished chefs in town, using some great old school recipes.
They revolved over between my grandma, my parents, things that I've learned throughout the field. I mean, in the years past, I've worked with great chefs in this area like Mario Puccetti, Jimmy Sheffo, Tommy Scarnecchia. I've worked with a lot of great chefs that I've learned everything from them.
Just took a little bit from each person?
Every one of them has their own little thing that they taught me. And you just take it and go on with it.
Oh, I went on with it all right. Antipasto to start, peppers and greens, homemade sausage and peppers.
The sausage is made here twice a week. We make it on Tuesday and Thursdays. If you like it hot, sweet, mild, whatever you like, I can make it to your specialties, but we make it all homemade here.
He added pasta bolognese after that, a couple of different kinds of fish, walleye francaise and fried perch, and Giuseppe's favorite and the specialty here, the pizza.
Pizza is my favorite. Once you have a wood fire pizza, you can't have anything else. It's a specialty flour right from Naples. It's a Nablodan flour, 00. It goes into the wood fire. As you can see, it's strictly wood. It's no gas in there.
Yeah.
We start that with wood every morning. I am the chef. I do it a lot on my own.
Do you enjoy that?
I love it. I love it. I have 3 to 4 assistants in the kitchen. They're phenomenal. They're coming along very good. They're doing a great job back there. And someday they're going to take over, and I can watch them.
That's nice. And Giuseppe lets the bakers handle the dessert.
I have 3 bakers. We have 3 bakers. Everybody has their specialties, from cookies, pastries, the decorating, the pies, the tiramisu, the cannolis. So everybody does their own little thing. They have their own little niche.
It's rare to have that in one place, though, isn't it?
It is. It is.
Were you trying to do that, or it just happened?
It just ended up happening that way because they all have their own little specialty, and they're excellent at what they do.
And it's getting excellent feedback from the community.
This response, once they come in here for the very first time, they're loving it because everything's homemade. We make everything from scratch. Everything from our flour, our dough, our sausage, everything's homemade. It's been a very wild ride. With this pandemic, it's been rough, I'm not gonna lie. It's been tough. It's been tough. And our employees are phenomenal. Phenomenal. I can't say enough about them. They've stuck behind us, even when we're slow and we have to send somebody home early. They're wonderful. They really are.
Oh, it was so good over there. Located on 422, the old Cava, Alberini's as you're heading toward the mall from Niles.
Such a pretty building on the outside. And then three bakers?
You need 3 bakers.
Of course.
If you're going to open a restaurant up, get 3 bakers, and then Joe makes all the food, so it was really good.
Amazing.
All right,
we're going to
continue
stay
on.
in Trumbull County.
Okay.
I don't know if you noticed, but we've had a heck of a winter.
I've had a few storms here and there, right?
Yeah, and I feel like the phones are probably ringing off the hook at Ducat through the entire season.
Yeah.
And somehow they weathered the storm.
They've been busy though.
They have been so busy, and they did keep up with what everyone needed, which we're so grateful for. Well, here we are, another season almost behind us with Lisa Miller out here at Do-Cut, the Warren location. Everybody knows the Canfield location too, but Lisa, good friend of ours here on Valley Spotlight. How are you?
Great. Good to see you again. Thanks for coming out.
It's first things first. The last time that we visited with Lisa, it was with your mom, Lucy. And she, at 98, she's gone on to greener pastures.
She has. She's with my mom, or excuse me, she's with my dad, mowing lawns and blowing snow in heaven. That's what someone told me. So
I think that's a nice way of looking at it. But
it
our
is.
condolences, and we
you.
were so glad to meet her and have, be able to tell your story. And so we're going to continue that as we move forward, because this year, these forecasts, I feel like if I look at one more snow accumulation total on my phone, I might just jump out of my own skin. You guys here have been so busy.
It's been crazy. We weathered the storm very well. I don't know if you saw my Facebook video, but Lauren may feature it.
Oh yes, it's going to air right now.
Tom and I were right now. Tom and I were out here with 2 Toro snowblowers, and I'm telling you, you don't realize the power and the reliability of those products until you use them hands-on. And our lot got plowed in the middle of the night. We got here, there was another 12 inches of snow, and we did it. We had to get our customers in here and take care of our customers. We're here for those little disasters or big disasters, whatever they may be, snowfall, trees down, power outages, all that stuff. And all that occurs with snow.
Yes.
So that's just not in a tornado season or anything like that. Snow is a different animal. It wreaks havoc on everything.
Not only does it wreak havoc on everything, but our actual physical selves. The kinds of snows that we've had this year have been extremely heavy, and we have heard people out there trying to muscle their way through it, and it was next to impossible this year. I mean, it's a scary sentence to say, but to have people that you know and you love to be out there shoveling the kinds of snow that we've had this year is not cool.
No, I always equate it to, is it worth having a heart attack or dying for $500?
No.
It's just not.
No.
It's a necessary evil, and sometimes I've had people say, well, I'm going to buy a snowblower and now it won't snow. But guess what? When it does, you're ready. Yeah. And even those little Toros, they cut through that darn snow this year. It was crazy. I used a little one right up here by the building, and Tom and I used large ones out in the parking lot, and it moved it.
I gotta ask, how many did you guys sell with that one big one that we had? I gotta ask the numbers. You know me.
A lot. 450.
450. Mm-hmm. And while the whole world is on back order, we can't get our hands on anything. How have you guys been able to manage that? That's just, to walk in and to not be able to give something that they need must be a hard spot for you guys to be in.
It is. And when we can't get a product, especially in an emergent situation like that, it breaks my heart, because then you are running the risk of anyone, whether it's a long-standing customer or somebody who just walked through the door, possibly injuring themselves or dying because I didn't have the piece of equipment that they needed.
That's heavy.
And that's hard.
That's heavy.
And we have been in this business for 75 years this year, thanks to my dad.
Yeah.
And it's heartbreaking when we can't get that product, but I'm going to tell you, that's why you come here. We have a relationship with these manufacturers that is second to none. And they respect us, and we respect them, and when we need something, we can get it.
That is, I think, the most powerful statement that you can say. Now, Fred and I have been to the Lowe's and the Home Depots for a million reasons over the past year, and we still see people buying from the big box stores, and it's like, the same thing that you buy there is the same price here, but what you get here is completely different, and the reason is because you have a full team that's going to make sure that whatever people buy here is taken care of.
Exactly. And that's the thing. We are here, we're committed to this valley, we're committed to our employees, we're committed to the community, And if they didn't reciprocate, we wouldn't be here.
That's
okay. But I think we're well respected because we do a good job and we do what we do.
Let's hope spring is coming, because goodness knows we all want to see these things out on the lawn instead of the snow blowers. And fingers crossed we might be through it.
Well, there might be just a little bit more coming.
There's a
but,
little bit
you
more,
know,
but that's okay.
I
That's
don't
all
have
right.
hardly any snowblowers left, so if you need some, get it now. And
Lisa-
the best time of year to buy a snowblower is when it's not snowing. So let's think August,
ahead.
September.
Think ahead.
Yep,
And
come in,
don't
free
be-
layaway.
Don't be afraid to ask these folks any questions here in Warren as well as in Canfield. Lisa, happy 75 years. You guys are tremendous, and we're very grateful for your support and everything that you guys do to keep us all safe.
Well, we're very grateful for you too. Thank you very much.
Hi, I'm Barbara Corcoran. I'm constantly asked by news sources how to best navigate today's real estate market. I call the brightest agents in the business to get their input. Hi, Kelly. What's going on in the Mahoney Valley area?
Hi, Barbara. The market in the Mahoning Valley has remained strong.
I'm so happy to hear that.
Sellers are enjoying the safety of the Guaranteed Sold program, and buyers and sellers love the 3D tour and the free moving truck.
Get the best advice from my friend Kelly Warren. Go to kellysoldit.com. Be safe and smart.
Heels is the low-cost living, anti-inflation department store.
Shop Hills in the Liberty, Lincoln Knolls, and Boardman Plaza's Youngstown, and a Ridgeview Plaza in Warren, and a Hills location in Champion, all open 10 till 10 daily.
Welcome back to Legends in Boardman on the corner of 224 and Market Street.
You got this.
Tuna, thumbs up. You don't even have to
my
talk.
Gosh.
Thumbs up for the spicy tuna.
So rude.
Tartare.
So good.
Let's continue on and do our home advantage segment. Check in with Kelly Warren and learn something about plots of land. Hey, welcome. It's another edition of Home Advantage with Kelly Warren and her team standing by, fielding calls, taking pictures, putting things up on the website.
All of it.
How many houses do you think you got on the website right now? If you had to guess.
Oh, maybe 100, which is lower than it used to be because things are selling so quickly and we don't have the inventory that we used to have.
Okay, that leads me to my little theory.
Okay.
Are you ready? Which could be completely wrong. So houses are scarce.
Yes.
It's hard to find one, but then you're driving by a road and you're on a road and you look to your right and you see these signs that say plot for sale or land for sale, residential or commercial or things like that. And then you get to thinking, well, maybe I could just buy my own area here and build my own house instead of having to wait and do the game and hope I catch it just right and get a house.
Option.
All right, so let's talk residential first. What am I in for? What do I have to do other than getting a hold of the guy that sells it? What do I have to do and know about before I go in?
All kinds of things.
Okay.
So you call us, we'll walk you through the process.
You do that too,
So
right?
yes,
Okay.
any vacant land that's for sale with any company, we can help you with it, be your buyer's agent side.
Okay.
Just like on the purchasing a house, you've got some due diligence steps before you close on the land. Can you finance it? Did you need a survey? Do you need a perk test to make sure the soil's okay to put in septic? Or are there other utilities there underground? So you want to make sure, is it buildable land? Is it something that your builder could put the home that you want on that piece of land? So lots of behind the scenes things before you actually close on it and own it.
Do you ever do a deal where the person selling it can get rid of those trees for you and things like that? Or is that something that I have to do once I get it?
Most of the time the sellers are going to want you to do that after closing, but you could do that. And if you're buying a big, 10 acres and it's full of trees, you can actually have somebody come in there and pay you for the timber and take them down. They leave a little bit of a mess left over, but then you've got less stuff to clear out after they're done and you made some money on it already.
Let's say it is 10 acres, but I don't want 10 acres. I want one. Is that possible to do, or is it usually just a big chunk?
Well, if the seller's willing to subdivide it and sell you a part of it, then sure. If they're not, you could buy the whole 10 and then you can do a survey and sell off part of it and just keep what you want.
Okay. When I see the person's name on the sign, if it's not yours, you're saying it's a good idea to still call you guys?
Right, you can have your own buyer's representation.
Okay, and then you guys can, it's easier for you guys to work a deal than just some Joe Schmo like myself?
Yeah, you want the power of an agent behind you negotiating for you and knowing what kind of things you need to look for. You know, you wouldn't want to buy a piece of land and put all your money into that and then find out it's not what you needed.
Okay. If it says commercial, maybe I want to start my own business. Then do I have to worry about like zoning and all that stuff too?
All the good stuff, yep.
Okay, so there are a lot of things that go into that, plus the fact that it's hard to get lumber now too, right?
Yeah, you know, everything, just like everywhere in the world. I mean, you go to Chick-fil-A and it says half the menu is unavailable because shortages on everything. So
Right.
we're having the same issues. Lumber prices are up. Maybe there's a shortage on kitchen cabinets, or maybe it's taking 6 weeks for something to come in that would normally be there in a week. So the process right now is more expensive than it used to be and taking longer than it used to take.
Is it to the point where building my own home is way more expensive than just getting one?
No, not way more expensive. I mean, it is expensive, but you're getting new and you're getting what you want. So I've always told people over the years, plan on 20% more money than you expected and 20% more time than you expected by the time it's all said and done. I'd say now you probably need to to bump that up a little bit.
And you have to be that person that doesn't mind making a decision on doorknobs and fixtures and all that stuff.
True,
too.
because the builder will say, okay, this is the package price and lights are included, but what if you like this light fixture instead of that light fixture?
Right.
Well, that one costs more money, so.
Very good. Okay, if you'd like to see the 100 different things she has on her website, different homes, the website is
kellysoldit.com.
And then the phone number is
330-717-2689.
And remember, 2 locations, the one in Boardman and then the new one in Howland. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, another edition of Home Advantage. Always reminds me of this nun I had in high school. A lot is a plot of dirt. She never will let us say a lot.
I'm like, where is this
I don't know.
going
She never
right
say
now?
a lot is a plot of dirt. She looked like Yoda. She's like 94 years old. No kidding. She taught my grandma.
We need 2 hours for this show someday.
Thank you, Kelly.
Thank you, Kelly. And also thank you to Rust City. Mike, every time we walk in there, I feel like our team walks out a little bit better, a little bit more, just open to the world.
Yeah.
And even if you can't go to Rust City, they have these online groups that are incredibly just wonderful. And it's because of a guy named Carl.
Oh.
Well, happy Sunday, everybody, and welcome back to Rust City Church. And we know Sundays are big around here, but every single day of the week is big too. And that's thanks to people like Carl Wendell. And Carl, welcome to the show.
Happy to be here.
And
Thanks for having me.
welcome to Rust City. You're
Yes.
a fairly new addition to the family out here, and your role is like even bigger than this whole place because it's online for you.
Yes.
So take me through the position, and first of all, why you think it's important that you're here.
Yeah. So I have the privilege, the honor of pastoring the online in groups here at Rust City. We have a new online campus. We just launched it 5 months ago.
An online campus.
Yes, online campus.
So, like for me, like when you're thinking about that, how does that work?
Yeah, so basically it's the same mission, same vision. Hey, people have the permission to start where they are, forget religion, find God, and take steps towards a new possible, just a different vehicle.
Okay.
So there's different platforms that people can tune in from literally all over the country, and then we've found all over the world people are tuning in.
Which this world has changed drastically, and as we're in the midst of everything that's going on in Ukraine, our hearts and prayers go out to them.
Yes.
And so when we say like this world that we live in and how you're able to reach people that we were never able to reach before, I find that incredibly, for lack of a better term, powerful for you guys. And with COVID and the pandemic, people have been afraid to be in group settings, to be in the same room, and you have taken all of that fear right out of the equation.
That's right. It's been really, really cool because people now have the permission to still connect with God,
right,
still get plugged into community, and it's amazing. I mean, I'm learning, and I think our team is learning to not limit God, to not limit God, that He can reach anybody at any time. regardless of where they're tuning in from.
So
it's pretty
when you
special.
say tuning into groups, is it like, you see like a Zoom, screen and you see a bunch of people up there, or is it, one-on-one? How does it work? If I'm raising my hand and saying I want to be in an online, community with you guys, what does it look like for me at home?
Yeah, so there's two main ways, and we see this all the way in the early church. They met in two specific ways. They met in congregational setting, so like Sunday mornings worship, and then in homes. And so those are the two settings that you can tune in online. Is a Sunday morning, you can experience the service together. You can worship from the comfort of your own home, wherever you're tuning in from. And then you can comment in the chat box. You can receive prayer. You could take next steps. And then the flip side of that is there's digital groups as well, where people can tune in via Zoom, regardless of where they're from.
That's amazing.
And they can not only build meaningful relationships, but then they can also grow in their faith together.
Right.
Because the truth is, we need each other. If we've learned anything from a pandemic being 2 years in, we need each other.
Yes, we do. And that interaction between people who maybe you wouldn't ever meet at the grocery store, but maybe they are from a different state, but you're walking a similar path, you guys have been able to literally open those doors for people, which I think is really remarkable. Yeah. What is the plan for the rest of the year for you guys? Do you think this is going to grow, or is it something that you want to turn into something even bigger? Or like what's the deal?
We're kind of leaving that up to God, but so
I do that every day. I leave everything. I'm like, all right, God, just tell me what you want me to do today.
It's been cool. I mean, we're growing the team. We're being faithful with what He's given us. And just an example, like we've connected with someone in Bangladesh. Come to find out they have a watch party of 50 people. They translate, not even kidding, they translate the service. And he's seen life change in his community. And so we're just focusing on, hey, how can we equip and empower other people in their own city to serve their city, to love their community.
I will say this, everything that you guys say here, they do it in a way where it makes sense. And if you're doing it and you're making sense in other languages, that just proves the point over and over again. So on a very personal note, again, us coming here, our team, we always feel better whenever we leave. So I encourage anybody else to give it a try and to bring some friends. Like you guys always say, right where you are. It doesn't matter who you are or where you're at with your road. You guys are right there with them. So congratulations on your position.
Thanks so
I hope you guys continue to have a lot of success. So thanks for being on
having
Valley
me.
Spotlight.
Yes, this has been so much fun.
Good. We like that. Amazing that they can reach almost anywhere in the world.
Right.
And we mentioned everything that is happening in Ukraine, and that our thoughts and prayers are with everyone. So we caught up with Father Zubak.
Right, over there at Holy Trinity in St. Anne Ukrainian Church.
And we wanted to make sure that, they were doing okay, and they are reaching out to family and friends, and of course making pierogi too.
Oh, well, there you go.
First of all, through my homilies, my talks, but also through the encouragement, asking the parishioners to help the suffering brothers and sisters in Ukraine with some other actions, namely making donations. There was a fund established in the Ukrainian Catholic Archieparchy of Philadelphia and Pennsylvania that you can send your donations to, and they'll be forwarded to the people in Ukraine. Life is not a joke. And I do hope that they will stop and that they will realize that what they've been doing was gravely sinfully wrong before it is too late, because what's at stake is their eternity. I would not wish eternity in hell to anybody, Putin included, in his circle. But if he chooses that path, and God, of course, will decide. I'm not going to play God here, but I'm just saying that if he doesn't convert, if he doesn't stop this bloodshed, this slaughtering of his neighboring people, one day could be too late.
I'm just heartsick over this whole thing. And I realize, if we have a contract with NATO, it's in writing, we will protect them if that ever happens. but we have a moral obligation.
I'm sure they're all very happy with the support that they're getting, you know, from around the world, which is really kind of like unprecedented. As far as I'm concerned, I've never seen this much outpouring of support for our country's independence and freedom.
Our church gave us a bulletin in our bulletin to where we could send money, and I've already sent $100, and I'm going to send some more. And I just got a letter from the bishop there.
And which is your church?
Holy Trinity Ukrainian Catholic Church on Rayan Avenue in Youngstown.
Oh, well done. Thank you. We're all thinking about everybody over there. Thoughts and prayers to everybody in the Ukraine and everybody here that's kind of dealing with it too.
That's for sure. And we have enjoyed this Sunday thanks to you guys.
It's like having Sunday dinner.
Right? I'm going to try the Philly. All right, Mike?
Okay, go for it.
We've already been trying to eat off this plate before we took some pictures, and it's to die for. But
Hey, that
this,
fish is really good too. I'm not Mr. Fish and Chips, but what kind of fish is that?
It's a cod that we do to order, beer battered in house.
The beer batter is awesome.
I'm sorry.
Go
Enough
ahead.
about your fish.
Go ahead, cheesesteak.
This is the most tender cheesesteak I've ever had in my life. You guys, I can't wait for the
Is it
Italian
Geno's
beef.
or Pat's? What
Right,
Philly
yeah, right.
cheesesteak place did you get that from? All right,
Legends.
St. Patrick's Day is coming up pretty soon.
That is.
And the parade is going
It's
to be
gonna be,
end
like,
up
right
right
here.
around here.
Yes, yep. So the parade will end right at Market Street, in 224. There'll be live entertainment that day at 2 of some sort. Don't know what yet. St. Patrick's Day, the Conkle Brothers will be here playing live.
I'm sorry, I've eaten through most of the show.
That's okay. All right, what else? Live music. I saw the other night, right?
Yeah. We've got a comedy show in March 22nd. So dinner and comedy.
Can we open for the comedy show?
Me, Mike, we want
Can
to do
we
that.
MC the comedy show? I have a lot of funny
That'd be good.
jokes.
And I'm funnier because I know it.
That's true. And she laughs at everything I say. It's perfect, honestly. Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Funny.
Right now.
Yeah, see?
I do.
Told you, right on cue.
Not even like told to.
And then you got a banquet room, you were saying?
We do. Yeah, that'll accommodate up to about 175 people.
All right, baby showers, wedding showers, think ahead, graduations.
All of those things that have been put on hold. You guys just be ready for it, right?
Yeah, that room is booking nonstop.
Crazy.
Okay.
We're so happy for you guys, and this is wonderful to see you
Thank
guys
you. We
succeeding, and the
appreciate
food, the presentation, the feeling when you walk in the door. There's something about you guys. This has been a lot of different places, but I have a feeling you guys are here to stay, to be a legend.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy.
Absolutely.
Legendary. And you can still come out today. Kitchen's open till...
Kitchen open till 9 o'clock on Sundays.
Awesome. All right, well, we're ready to wrap things up. We always do a retro-mercial after the show, at the end of the show. And this one, since we're eating pasta, like Sunday dinner, remember the ragu commercial when we were little kids? Like, that's Italian, that one, like that?
Yep.
All right, I know you're too young. I remember.
I won't pinch you with my hands, but
And tell them how they can watch the show, Lauren. Just in case. In between
ValleySpotlight.com
bites.
every single Sunday. WBCB. Follow us on Facebook. Download the Roku channel. We're everywhere. You can't get away from us, right, Mike? We're
That's
like
true.
bad pennies.
We just keep popping up. So, thanks again, guys. Have
you.
a wonderful
Thank you.
Sunday.
Thank you.
We'll see you next week.
Nowadays, when a lot of food is good and expensive, it's nice to find something that's just plain good. Pasta with Ragu Old World style spaghetti sauce. The good and hearty hot meal you can serve your family often without using up your whole food budget. That's Italian. Ragu spaghetti sauce. That's Italian.
If you like this video, subscribe to Valley Spotlight on YouTube and be sure to click on the notifications bell so you know when we've got some new stuff. You also can like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and subscribe to us on Vimeo or our Roku channel.